Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And by JGP Janitorial. Lose the mop, they'll clean the slop. JGP Janitorial, 548-1221.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. This is your host, Kathy Miller, and I am happy to say that in studio with me this morning now. When I saw her in the parking lot walking up to the steps, I said, well, look at her go. She's looking a little bit like Beyonce today. She had this vibe to her, this look to her, a great outfit put together, the hair, the earrings to contrast the outfit, but just to give it that pop of color and the vibe. And it's none other, with that whole fashion statement right there, it was none other than Miss Norma Ebanks. We know her as a local designer and the owner of Creative Fashion and Design. Good morning, Norma. How you doing?
Good morning. What an introduction. But you know, being in the fashion world, you have to present yourself.
Absolutely.
You have to speak it and wear it and
looking at you, it's not a cookie cutter look out of a catalog whatsoever. It's a professional look, but there's a little bit of flair to it. There's a vibe to it. You look great. So
thank you.
When I saw you, I said, you give me a Beyonce vibe this morning. You were like, yes. So
thank you.
We're feeling it.
Thank you. That's how I'm feeling this morning.
And you tell us why. I know there's big news, so tell us what the big news is.
Well, the big news, I'm preparing to go to the Moscow Fashion Summit, which I'll be taking part as a speaker.
In Russia?
Yes, and I'm also doing my first masterclass on pattern making.
Okay, and this is all in Russia.
Yeah.
You say that so delicately. You're like, well, I am going to my first fashion summit in Moscow and a masterclass. Yeah, you said that so delicately.
Because I'm working on my masterclass.
This is big news. We need some hype behind that, Norma. That's awesome.
I love, I'm in the fashion world and I teach pattern making.
Yes.
And I'm very, very good at it. So why not take it to the next level?
Absolutely. So it's a big fashion summit in Moscow. It's their fashion week, I understand.
Yes.
When is this event taking place?
That's between the 2nd and the 6th of October.
Oh, so really soon, a couple weeks away.
A couple weeks away.
So how did this opportunity come about?
You know what? In life, your time is your time. And I always said, wait in your line. It might be long, but you will reach the front of it. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, this year for me, I start believing in myself first, put myself out there. And I think with doing that, that's the outcome. 2 years ago, I reached out and I said to myself, being in the fashion industry for over 30 years, honed creative fashion and design for over 20 years, I felt like I was stuck in that dressmaking department.
Stuck, as in there was nothing else creative you could do?
Yes. For me...
What did you want to do?
For me, actually, I'm a professional fashion designer. Mm-hmm. I went to Parsons University. But I think when you say fashion designing in Cayman Island, everybody think, oh my God, I can't afford her. So I remember coming back to Cayman from university, creating my own business. That was when I realized I have to do a dressmaking tailoring business and bring myself up, make people know what I can do best.
Right.
And at 2.5 years ago, was when I said, you know what, Norma, you have proven yourself enough. So now you need to pick up yourself and be the Norma you always want to be all your life. And that is being the fashion creativity person that I was taught to, that I was gifted with. And when I say gifted, because no school in the world could have teach me who I am and what I am today. It's all about experience. And after 30 years in the industry, I think I can stand and said, I am who I am. And that is fashion designer Norma Ebanks.
All right. So as opposed to just be known as a, quote, dressmaker, you are a designer.
Yes.
And now you're
And an
branching
entrepreneur.
into yeah, definitely an entrepreneur.
Yes, an entrepreneur business.
Absolutely. But also kind of, you're going into the avenue of a bit of a thought leader now.
Yes.
So that's the branch with this. So with the Moscow Creative Summit that is happening, or Fashion Summit that is happening, how did you get invited?
They found me.
What do you mean they found you?
They found me.
This the Russians found you?
Yeah,
How did they do
they-
that? How did they do this?
They're okay. I'm in a group called Fashion Experts.
Okay.
So in this group, you have over 50,000 people in the group. So when they reach out to me, I'm like, "Oh, did you find me?" They say, "You're in a group with us," and that was when I speak to my manager, Dale Ebanks, who is my husband, and Dale say, "Let me investigate it a little."
Okay.
And Dale went and do his work, and he come back and he said, "Okay, then, it's legit."
A legit thing.
And
yeah.
then I asked him for a Zoom call, and a few weeks from now, I'm there.
and they chose
And it's
you.
all paid for.
So how did they? what is their aim? Because I understand that there's did they randomly choose the Cayman Islands or
No, it's a lot of country. It's
Okay.
not. Yeah, it's a lot of country. It's
Okay.
a whole lot of country. It's
What-
not just me.
Now they asked you to join, but did you have any criteria in a sense that you had to send them?
Yes, I have to send them who I am. It's not just me being on social media. I have to send them the school I attend, proof, fashion illustration from the sketch straight back to the design. And not only have to do that, I have to prove to them that I am the brain behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then now they realize I teach sewing in the Cayman Islands. So they say, okay, we realize that you are the head behind Creative Fashion School. So how about we ask you to do a master class? And I'm like, sounds great. I always want to do that. So why not capitalize on it? And that was when I put my whole thing together, sent to them. And they get a lot of master class, and I was chosen.
So what is your master class?
It's on pattern making.
Okay.
It's on pattern making and construction.
Okay. So if people come to your master class, what are they going to learn? What do they have to go through? I
To
know this
be
is the
announced.
Fashion Summit.
To be
To be announced?
To be announced.
Wow. You got to be in Moscow anyways for that
Yeah,
one.
to be announced.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm launching it there, and then after that,
Okay.
you
All
can
right.
actually go on my website.
So then you're going to have
different classes online.
Okay. That you'll be offering in Cayman?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a whole development going on here, Norma. You didn't even say that part earlier at all. No. You just were talking about the Fashion Summit in Moscow. So
No, I
there's
have
a whole other.
to be announced, because a lot of people, I realize,
You'll be doing online classes.
Social media is taking over the world. So it's for some people it's easy to do a class online.
Yes.
Than to literally sit in the class.
What's easier for you?
Both?
Oh,
For me,
interesting.
I
For me, it's easier to be right there.
no,
To be
because
in the class.
in
That's for me.
person
That's for
is
me.
where I start.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because I'm branching out to the wider audience,
Right.
then you can't fly to Cayman.
Right. That's different.
So
That's
so
different.
that's
I love this.
I'm trying to go with the trend.
Yeah, no, and it is because a
yes.
lot of online classes, being able to sell a course online is a huge, it's that creator economy.
Yes.
Which is kind of a whole new thing with the web and with
Yeah.
different social media platforms and the way that you can make money through different things just on social media. That kind of creator economy, as they call it, is pretty. It's pretty interesting and it's pretty deep, and the opportunities that come out of it are pretty phenomenal just by doing something that you love.
Yeah, and that's what it is for me. I love it so much that it's a passion, you know.
Yeah.
When I think about fashion, it put a smile on my face.
So you're going to Moscow, but it's not just to teach the masterclass, right?
No.
And it's
my
not to just
brand.
be a guest. So.
No, it's also Norma Ebanks design brand,
Okay.
which
You get to
will
have
be
a-
launching soon.
Okay. So is it you'll be showing a collection?
No, actually, I'll be displaying 4 pieces in the museum for 5 days.
Okay.
So I'm not doing that runway. I'm literally, you walk and you look at my design, the Banana Arcade, will be in the museum for 5 days.
Okay. That sounds pretty awesome. A fashion museum.
Yeah.
Or
The
sometimes there's fashion museums. Just
yeah,
because
it is. It's actually.
I'm thinking of the ones in Paris. There's a Dior museum.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of something like that, which would be absolutely amazing to check out.
Yeah. So what?
Yeah.
So
That's huge,
because I'm doing
Norma.
the master class, then I have to do the display.
Well, absolutely, and why not? So it's a huge way to just showcase a little bit of what you can do. And can you tell us about the theme of this? I
The
guess
team is culture code.
culture code.
Culture code.
Okay.
So their team for me is culture code. So I choose our Cayman Islands Banana Arcade,
Okay.
which is the flowers. So I use the colors in the flowers because I'm a
Lovely.
color.
Absolutely.
Normal love or vibrant colors.
I do.
So why
yes.
not choose the Banana Arcade? So
Okay.
that's my.
So culture code, meaning that as designers, you could do something as long it was somewhat culturally representative of where you're from. Okay. Banana Orchid is a beautiful, beautiful theme to go with for you. Yeah.
And trust me, if you see the design, you will understand.
I feel like I can get a bit of an idea based on collections in the past that I know of what you can create, that I know it'll be definitely something vibrant.
Yes, I put my all into it.
Okay.
6 months of creating it.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, it was before the show started, you told me around 350 speakers will be at this fashion
at
summit.
the fashion summit.
Okay. And you're part of the workshop, so you're training a master class.
Yes.
And you're doing an exhibition in a museum as well. You'll be having some
Yes.
4 designs on display.
And I'm actually.
That's very good representation of the Cayman Islands. I love that.
They asked me to say. Normally.
Like,
Yes, so guess
that's
what?
nothing.
It's all about. I think I deserve it, and I think the chances are there. You pray for stuff in your life, so when it comes, why not?
Well, you're no stranger on going over at least to the eastern side of the
Yes,
world
and
for
I
sure.
travel, yes,
Yes,
so
because I know
it's
you've
not-
done Milan Fashion
Yeah,
Week, right? So you've had that.
I've done Milan, London, all that side. So
I love that you're going to Russia because fashion there is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
For one.
after
And it's a very,
researching it,
it can be a very opulent country.
yeah,
You know?
after researching it, I realized it's huge there.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, and I get the opportunity to speak on the rising of a big brand. And for me, that topic is like where I'm coming from to where I'm going.
To where you're going.
Yeah.
I want to hear a little bit more about where you're going. So I know that how you're expanding the brand. Well, I know how you started, right? So you just said that you went away to university for a few years. You did your degree in, was it fashion design?
Fashion design, yeah.
You came back here. You opened your store. You went to dressmaking, tailoring,
Fabric Center.
the Fabric Center, and then I know so many people who have gotten outfits done by you. You've altered things for me, so we've worked together.
Yeah.
I can definitely testify
And
to
now
your skill.
we had home service, mobile service.
Right, which
We
is
have,
great.
we have a mobile service which is doing great, I must say.
You have Cayman Islands Fashion Week.
We have Cayman Islands Fashion Week, and we have Creative Fashion School.
Yeah, you have a lot of good things going on. So I want to hear what else you got going on in the future, but we got to go to a commercial break right now. All right.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series. Brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
A significant development, or lack thereof, in the Cayman Islands' histories is the absence of archaeological evidence of Amerindian settlements. Archaeologists' search started from the 1920s when Mr. Jess Fuchs came to the islands until 1994 when archaeologist William Keegan explored the shores and caves around Grand Cayman. However, this did not prove productive as no evidence of previous human occupation was found. The Amerindians of the Caribbean have been long known to have excellent maritime skills, traveled long distances, settling in Jamaica, Cuba, and the Isle of Pines, but there has been no proof of settlement in the Cayman Islands. It is almost incomprehensible that these proficient mariners would have simply missed the existence of these islands. A more believable prospect is that the islands did not have much to offer the previous visitors, given the absence of fresh water, edible foliage, not to mention the abundance of crocodile guardians that were present here.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Is your office ready for a spotless shine? This September, GJP Janitorial is offering an incredible 50% discount for all new corporate clients, micro, small, medium, and large businesses. With over 20 years of experience, they know how exactly to keep your workspace clean and professional, reliable, efficient, and priced right. GJP Janitorial is the smart choice for any business. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Call 548-1221 for your free quote today and 50% off your office cleaning. GJP Janitorial. Lose the mop, they'll clean the slop. That's 548-1221. Keep your business shining.
Are you ready for non-stop laughter? Cayman's biggest comedy show returns. What Happening is happening, featuring the all-star cast. Bring the family, bring your friends, bring your grandma. Treat yourself to a night of fun and back-breaking, side-splitting, laughing until you choke comedy. Directed by Matt Brown.
Drop the joke now, man. What happening? Tell me what happening.
At the Harquail Theater, September 27th until October 13th. Proudly presented by the Cayman National Cultural Foundation. Tickets on sale now at ticketsplus.ky.
What happening? Drop the joke now, man.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
All right, welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and in studio this morning I have Miss Norma Ebanks, local designer and the owner of Creative Fashion and Design. And Norma was just telling us that in the first week of October, basically, she will be in Moscow for the Fashion Summit, and it's their Fashion Week. She'll be teaching a master class on pattern making, pattern making. And she's going to be talking about basically the evolution of her brand, the rise of her brand. So it's pretty cool. And she's going to have 6 or 4 pieces. I can't remember. Is it 4 pieces? 4 pieces on collection or on display at a museum in Moscow as well during this week. So it's a great representation of the Cayman Islands, of fashion.
It's about an arcade.
You see something that you love, how it's just brought you to different corners of the earth, giving you different opportunities. And I absolutely love that. I love the inspiration that your story brings to others. I think it's a beautiful thing.
Thank you.
Now, you talked about how, where you started and where you want to go. So where else for you do you want to go?
Well, for me, it's taken creative fashion and design to the next level. I've been in the industry. Creative fashion design is over 20 years old, and now I take on, more workers so I can be more of a better and good service to the community.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to my customers of all the complaints they have. And
which can't be that many.
It's not that many, but your customer really come first.
Yes.
So what I do is capitalize on that and rebrand. So we just rebrand our creative fashion and design. We have 4 workers now, and we have a international tailor coming. So
Nice.
And then we just started creative fashion school semester. And we're still taking on student.
Okay,
So
let's
if
talk
you're-
about that.
Yeah,
So this is the sewing classes.
the
those
sewing
schools?
classes. Yes.
Okay, and I didn't know it was a semester kind of basis that you did this by.
It is, but then we realize we're getting more of a private. We're getting a lot of private, so we will be registering right through the year. Because now I have a second with me teaching.
Okay.
So with that now, it's not about me, pressuring myself. We have class now through the day. We have after school kids program.
How long does the program last? And
For the
how?
after school is 3 months.
Okay, 3
'Cause
months.
what
Is it
we-
every day after school?
No.
Okay.
They choose 1 or 2 days per week because, student have other after school activity. So what I do this year is just open Monday to Friday, and you can choose which is your preferable day for after school.
Okay.
And then what we normally do over the last 2 years, we not only do the after school with the kids, we actually take what they do and, expand it and ask them to present it at it's a gala now, the Free Your Mind gala every year. So every year we have that Free Your Mind that is student. This year we had 8 graduates. This year we had our first graduation at the Marriott.
This I remember.
Yes.
This I remember. Okay.
And we
so-
also have the student from different school and my own display their collection or their pieces.
So when they go through the 3 months of the sewing class program that you have, what are they learning, or do they produce anything within that?
They
3
no,
months?
they learn the basic.
Okay.
And then most of them, we had like 3 this year that continue. So we not only let them come and just learn the art of sewing during, summer camp, during after school program. Sorry, my summer camp just finished.
It's all right.
During after school program, we do it in a way that, they always like it and want to continue.
Okay.
And also with the adult.
Okay. So
The
they learn the
adult,
basics
yeah.
in the first program.
Yeah.
So when you say some move on, what do they move on to learn
Move
in the next
on
program?
to the 6 months class.
Okay.
Which is normally 6 months for basic if you want a certificate, and 6 months for advance, or you can just continue and do the entire year which at the end of it, you're certified.
And do you come out making anything?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So what
you
are
were
you
there.
learning how to
You was
make?
at the gala.
Yes.
Those students make everything that they put on the models at the gala.
Okay, within that time frame.
Within the year, within the 6 months. Some was 6 months. I had about 4 of them that did the 6 months course, which they just did the basic styles. And then we have about 3 more that did the advance. And then we have the 2 little kid, 2 little child there that did, I think they did like 3 pieces each.
Okay, so they are learning. They're
So
coming
they
up
are-
learning how to sew clothes together and make a dress or
Yeah.
pantsuit or something like that. I love that, and I will say that I do regret not taking those classes a little bit more serious in high school, because back in my time when it was high school, it wasn't even. I can't remember if sewing was an elective or not, or if you had to take it no matter what for a year or two.
Home economics. It used to come with home and textile.
Okay.
So when you do home economic, you always do that basic.
Okay, I can't remember.
Do that
but
basic, yes.
Yeah, that was.
'Cause that was what nourished me in those days.
And you needed to have. I liked it still. I absolutely loved it. And there's still basic skills from that I employ today in things that we do. And it's important because you might have the most minor thing to fix on an item of clothing, and you'll put it aside, and then you'll take it to maybe you'll take it to creative fashion.
And I'm happy. And I'm happy to have it. I'm happy to have it.
But if you can fix a button on your own or a little stitch of something, then you know.
But
save
for
some-
me,
you save
even
some
though
time
it's
and you
a
have a skill.
business, and it's for me, it's a business, yes. But then it's also a passion for me teaching it. You know, and you know, it's what you give back. What is it you give back to the community?
I know some of the students had they were part of the Cayman Islands Fashion Week. They had a gap, but they had a showing of their collection. You said you had a graduation ceremony where I would assume that they showed some of their designs as well. From your students that you've had, have you seen anybody just keep on that fashion career path?
Yes, we do.
What have you seen come out of that?
I had maybe about 3 students that went off to university.
Okay.
To
study fashion.
To study fashion.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So it's providing a different avenue for people to pursue in a career.
Yeah, it's that basic. It's that it's not a. it's not really. It's okay. It's not the foundation of a fashion school, but it's the start of the foundation that you want to.
Right.
Is that building your portfolio?
Right.
For college.
But it's the catalyst.
Yes.
Really, it's what gets people started. So you know when you go into
Yeah.
these classes, either I can do this or I don't want to do this. You kind of know that part.
And not
yes, you
only
can have a
that.
creative kind of idea of how to design something, but to have those necessary skills will
Necessary
just
skills that go with it.
take you
And-
further. Yeah.
And even that, you know, the adult that we teach, they all working people, you know. Sewing is a art. It's more for relaxation art. You'll be shocked to know it can become an hobby.
I can absolutely
You'll be
imagine
shocked
it.
to know
I hear the sound right
what
now.
you get out of it. Yeah.
And the focus.
And the focus, because you have to be focused and patient.
Accidentally
when
sewing
you're
my
talking
finger.
About, when you're talking about that department. And, you know, I am here, you know, to introduce it to the community, even as a owner of a business in that field in Cayman, even workers. I've never seen a dressmaking, tailoring person here that you can employ unless they are expat.
I'm trying to think of I know you to go to, and I know one other that I definitely go to as well. So,
But I'm talking about workers.
they are expats.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamaicans actually.
Yeah.
So that's usually who I go to for any tailoring. Yeah, in that sense. Interesting.
Very
Now, if anybody
interesting.
wants to get registered for your classes, what's the process for registration? What's the cost?
The process for registration, you go online, which is www.thecreativefashionschool.com, or call me at 928-0344.
Okay.
And if you want your alteration, tailoring done, fabric, we have a huge fabric selection at Creative Fashion and Design. you can go to www.thecreativefashion and design, or you can call 949-0034.
Okay, wonderful.
And then for our mobile service.
Oh, yes.
For our mobile service, yes, we now offer mobile service. So you don't have to think about you have that bag in your closet, which is sitting there. And oh my God, I need to go by Miss Norma. You can now call Miss Norma at 9280-344 and book an appointment with her.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. You said that number kind of strangely. It's usually 928.
No,
you're like 92.
Yeah.
80.
344.
There you go. See?
And the
all right,
business
Norma, thank
number,
you so much.
And the business number is 949-0034.
Okay, wonderful. We got to hear from you when you come back from Moscow from their fashion week and their fashion summit. Best of luck to you. I think that'll be an amazing trip. You're going to love Russia. It is an amazing country. There's a lot of fear mongering out there about Russia, but it's an amazing country. So you're gonna have a great time. Just dress well.
I trust in God, and you
don't
know
play
what?
with no bears. That's all.
No bears.
No bears. No Siberian tigers. Thanks for joining us on the Business Buzz this morning. We're going to go to the 8 a.m. news.
Studio time now by Foster's is a minute after 8.
West Bay, are you ready?
The new look Foster's Republics is now open.
With a spacious new deli, a cheese lover's fromagerie, a hot new bakery, a coffee and juice bar, and the ultimate made-to-order breakfast, burgers, pizza, sandwiches, and Asian stations.
Our fresh produce and meat selections have grown and are serving only the best.
And you're going to want to stop and smell the roses in our gorgeous new floral department, where something blooms every day. Discover the new Foster's Republics in West Bay. Bigger and better because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Kersley Fuller. A man is behind bars after a, quote, serious assault in Boddentown. On Sunday, Royal Cayman Islands Police Service officers were sent to an address off Northwood Road after a report that a man armed with a machete and a hammer, quote, aggressively approached another man known to him. There was a fight, and both men ended up getting hurt in the head. Both men were treated at the hospital. As a result, the 34-year-old has been arrested on suspicion of assault causing grievous bodily harm, and after his release from the hospital, he was placed in custody. The victim has also been released from the hospital. In another incident involving a machete, just after 10:15 on Sunday, police responded to a business on Lawrence Boulevard in Georgetown, where it was reported a man armed with a machete had robbed the place, taking off with some cash. Luckily, no injuries were reported there. The robbery is still being investigated, and if you have any information, you're encouraged to call the Georgetown Police Station on 949-4222 or make an anonymous tip by calling 949-7777 or by filing online at rcips.ky. The National Week of Readiness, which kicks off tomorrow, will see local supermarkets partner with government by offering blue tag specials on hurricane items for household pantries. Special displays will highlight essential items for hurricane preparedness, such as non-perishable food, bottled water, first aid supplies, flashlights, and batteries. This initiative, led by the Hazard Management Cayman Islands team, is part of an effort to cultivate a culture of preparedness and make sure all residents are vigilant for the most active part of the hurricane season. And HMCI Director Danny Coleman says it isn't just about keeping your house stocked.
As we look to the future, we must acknowledge there are still many risks ahead. As storms intensify year after year, our infrastructure requires continued improvement. We must be vigilant in maintaining, upgrading our critical systems to withstand the increased threats that we face. Our communication systems, too, must evolve. In an age where knowledge is power, ensuring that accurate, timely information reaches every corner of our islands is essential.
Historically, the latter half of the hurricane season presents heightened risk due to increased storm activity. For information on how you can stay prepared, visit caymanprepare.ky. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
With the BBC News, I'm Roisin Hasty. The Director General of the World Health Organization has told the BBC that the humanitarian crisis caused by the civil war in Sudan deserves to be the centre of the world's attention. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus suggested race could be a reason why the conflict was largely being overlooked. The military government in Myanmar says more than 220 people have died as a result of Typhoon Yagi. It's asked for outside help. Overflowing rivers have damaged infrastructure and crops across 9 states and regions. A man in France accused of drugging his wife and enabling her rape by dozens of other men has testified in court for the first time. Dominique Pellico admitted he was a rapist and asked for forgiveness. India's Supreme Court has temporarily halted the practice of bulldozing the homes of criminals by some state governments. Rights groups and opposition parties have accused the government of using it to target minorities, especially the Muslim community. State media in Mali says unidentified gunmen have attacked a military police training school in the capital. The security forces say they've neutralised the attackers and the situation is now under control. 10 people have died after a 7-storey building collapsed in the Sierra Leonean capital, Freetown. Rescue teams are continuing to search for survivors amid fears some may be trapped. Palestinian emergency services say an Israeli airstrike on the Al Baraj refugee camp in central Gaza has killed at least 4 people, with dozens more feared buried under the rubble. 6 buildings are reported to have been hit in the attack. Israel has not yet commented. The head of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, has presented her proposed new team of commissioners after negotiations with member states. 40% of the candidates are now women, almost double the number originally proposed. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin are the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Attention gamers! The Caribbean's largest esports tournament and gaming convention is back. Gamers Bay 8, hitting the Cayman Islands this September 28th and 29th. Get ready to battle it out in FC 24, NBA 2K24, Fortnite, and more for a chance to win your share of $10,000 in cash and prizes. Plus, enjoy free play on everything from classic games to the latest hits. Dive into VR and rev up in our sim racing zones. But that's not all. Meet your favorite gaming influencers, including Beck Brojack, Anything Alexia, and Overflow. Don't miss out. Visit gamersbayevent.com now for tickets and all the details. Sponsored by NetGeeks Media, the Ministries of Investment, Tourism, Border Control, Youth and Sports, Sustainability, Cayman Finance, and Radio Cayman. Level up at Gamers Bay 8, where the Caribbean comes to play.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 87 degrees. Relative humidity is 78%. The barometric pressure is 29.89 inches and rising. The wind is northeast at 8 knots. Overnight low temperature was 85 degrees. Synopsis indicate residual moisture across the northwest Caribbean will continue to increase the chance of isolated showers and possible thunder across the Cayman area today. A further increase for cloudiness and showers can be expected tonight as a tropical wave located over Jamaica is likely to move across the Cayman area by tomorrow morning. Light to moderate east to southeasterly winds and slight seas will continue to prevail across the Cayman area for the next couple of days. Radar images show scattered thunder showers northwest of the Cayman area with isolated showers in and around the remaining basin drifting towards the west-northwest. The National Hurricane Center continues to issue advisories on Tropical Depression Gordon over the western Atlantic Ocean. Further information can be found at www.nhc.noaa.gov. The system poses no threat to the Cayman Islands. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today, calling for partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a 30% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures will rise to the low 90s with a heat index near 108 degrees Fahrenheit. Your winds will be east to southeast at 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 40% chance of showers and possible thunder, and temperatures falling to the low 80s tonight. Your winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, and seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 8:43, low tide this afternoon at 2:48, and a high tide again tonight at 8:49. The sun will set this evening at 6:24 and will rise tomorrow morning at 6:14. And the outlook is calling for a decrease in cloudiness and showers from tomorrow afternoon as the tropical wave moves west of the Cayman area. Isolated showers are likely to continue through Friday morning as the tropical wave lingers southwest of the Cayman area. That's the very latest on your weather report.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. Don't lie on your resume. Because if you say you've got trapeze experience, someone might shoot you out of a cannon and expect you to do a gymnast routine while flying through the air at 82 miles an hour. And just because you want to land on your feet doesn't mean you will. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Medical Insurance, so you get the best coverage for the price.
Get the best coverage for the price. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather update brought to you by
CG Britcay, where people come first.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
Radio Cayman Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
Brought to you by these kind sponsors.
The Cayman Islands Football Association, CIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Cayman Insurance Center.
Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call me today, Michael Webster, at 925-5433.
UWI Open Campus, on-site, online, and on demand.
Visit open.uwi.edu. Call them today at 946-8322.
Super Jam.
Also brought to you by
Cayman Airways. Call them at 949-2311 to book your non-stop flights to Los Angeles and Panama.
Superior Auto Center. Do it right the first time with Superior Auto.
949-9570
or 525-9571.
Superior Auto. They keep your car in tune.
And Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
The #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning. Let's take a look this time at traffic. Coming from the east, traffic further up on Shamrock Road is moving on moderately. Further down, a little steady traffic as you approach the Linford Pearson Highway. Slow-moving traffic on Cool Road heading to Georgetown. Coming off of Bobby Thompson Way, steady traffic, and continuing on to Huldah Avenue. For the West Bay 4-way stop, light to moderate traffic flow and light traffic on Owen Roberts Drive. Edward Street flowing moderately into Georgetown on Shed Road, looking pretty good. Out of Georgetown on Shed Road, light to moderate traffic flow. On the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is steady but flowing in both directions. And that's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12 o'clock. We'll give you another look at traffic.
The rich flavors of Italy just arrived at Subway. Say ciao to the Italianos. Our 3 new Subway Series recipes, carefully crafted with an Italian flair. Try the Hot Shot Italiano for an enticing and zesty touch. The tastier than ever Ultimate BMT, generously stuffed with a mix of ham, pepperoni, and salami. Or go all in with a creamy chicken bacon Alfredo. New Subway Series Italianos. Chef-crafted greatness in every bite. Elevate your game only at Subway. Delizioso.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. And on this segment of the Business Buzz, we're going to be talking about Gamers Bay and the gaming tournament and convention. In studio, I have with me Lance Jefferson. He is a co-founder of Net Geeks Media. And Noel Squire, who is a gamer, and he's last year's Gamers Bay eFootball champion. So that's who we have in studio with us this morning. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, K-Man.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you guys?
Very good. Thank you. Thank you. So, Noel, it's pretty exciting to have you here because, as Lance was telling me, you are last year's champion for the eFootball in Gamers
awesome.
Bay. And we're going to be talking about what your prize was, but I think that's a major thing. And I'm like, I need to get into gaming because what? I think it's pretty cool what you won, and we're going to get into that experience soon. But Lance, if you could give us a bit of a background on Gamers Bay.
Yeah, thank you, Kathy. Again, this is our 8th event. We've been doing this since 2016, and us at Net Geeks Media, we provided this event because we wanted to showcase that we were forward thinkers in the industry. And needless to say, this multi-billion-dollar industry has continued to grow and surpass what we've ever thought it would be.
I definitely. Was this... So gaming for you, it's an event that you put on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Net Geeks is a digital marketing agency.
Yes, we are a boutique, full-service digital marketing agency. We specialize in website development, video production, online marketing. Our strategies are one of our biggest strengths. Just because before you start to spend money online advertising, you want to put together a strategy. That way, it's almost like putting a target board there so that you can actually know where you're going to be hitting. Without having a proper target and and strategy in place, you're just spending a lot of money and you don't really know where exactly that money is going to. So that's where our strategies come into place with our creativity and being able to drive return on investment for our clients.
It's good that you mentioned strategy, and it's how important it is. And I completely agree with you, because you could have a goal, and that goal, mine would be, I like to compare everything to sports. So this is why this convo is it's gonna be good for us, because gaming, sports is my thing.
There you go.
Maybe not gaming particularly, but there's a tie. So in the sense of, if the goal is to win, the strategy is, how are we going to win? Do they have a weak defense? Do we beat up on that defense? That kind of thing, right? So strategy.
Strategies are crucial. It's almost like before you start to build a house, even though you have the idea in the back of your head of how beautiful you want this house, you're not going to start building until you have a blueprint in place.
Exactly,
right?
A plan.
Yes, and so this is where it comes into play as well.
Yeah, and a lot of people think just put it online, but don't understand. Am I trying to get website visits here? Am I trying to build am I just trying to convert to a sale directly? So it all depends on what that goal is for that client.
Definitely. There's a science to it.
So how did you say, okay, NetGeeks Media, we're going to have an event, and this is what it's going to be? Was gaming your thing?
So
I know basketball is your thing.
Yeah.
So.
Basketball has always been my thing.
I don't know why Noel's laughing over there like, no, it's not. Noel can clean you up there, I guess. I don't know.
I don't want to toot my horn too much, but they did call my nickname in basketball was Trigger. So yeah,
I don't know why are you laughing so much.
3-point specialist, yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm a former 3-point champ. So that's
okay.
1 year, 2007, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, shout out Colin Anglin, former coach. Go ahead.
Yeah. Big up Colin. Back in college, we used to play a lot of FIFA games. We competed for haircuts. Food, money, so right. Again, back in 2016 with my business partner Daniel.
Hold on, when you say back in college, can you bring us to a gaming system that might have been popular during that time?
I don't want to age myself too much, but it was like the first PlayStation started coming out then.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
So my very first experience was on an Atari. Okay. So I'll start there.
Okay.
And then a Sega Genesis.
Likewise.
Okay, so it's like
Did you
He started a little earlier than PlayStation, guys. That's what I'm trying to get to. So Atari, Sega Genesis, and then it was the Nintendo.
ColecoVision.
I don't know what that is.
That was it. And then you had TurboGrafx 16. There's a number of game systems that we went through as kids. And,
okay.
But again, back in 2016 when we were starting NetGeeks, we wanted to again showcase that we were forward thinkers in the industry. My business partner and I, Daniel Scott, who was unfortunately not able to be here today. Big up yourself, Daniel. Hope you feel better. We wanted to again showcase that we were forward thinkers in the industry, and we were talking about just a little. Let's do a gaming tournament, and Daniel's always so adamant about us doing research before we do anything. Mm-hmm. So we did our research and we found that it's not just a gaming tournament, it's called esports, right? And back in 2016, it was projected to be larger than baseball at the time, within like a 5 to 10 year period. It well surpassed that within that time frame. Just doing the research, we also thought that when we first put on the first event, there was just going to be like a lot of kids attending and playing these video games. But needless to say that a number of our competitors were actually young professionals.
Young professionals?
Yeah, playing, working in like Maples and Calder, Walkers.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, it was a unique experience, and again, we started to grow from there, see where we can tweak different opportunities, and it went from an annual 1-day event to now an annual 2-day event.
Okay.
So yeah.
I think when you said young professionals, I was thinking professional gamers, and I'm like, already we have a lot of those here.
We actually have some professional gamers here, young professionals. Yeah. So.
Amazing.
It's the industry is huge. There's a number of different opportunities. Again, it's about creating these different gateways and opportunities for our locals and kids. And we understand that not everybody's going to be a doctor and a lawyer. And in this day and industry, with technology being what is doing, you know, we wanted to, again, try to be able to enhance and embrace what our kids, if this is what they want, they're interested in.
Right.
Yeah.
Showing those different avenues for career options.
Exactly. From career options, further education.
And I can understand a generation ago and further that certain industries were pushed here, whether it was in finance, law, bit of tourism. I can understand that for being those kind of pillars of Cayman's economy. But there's also that innate kind of need in you, what you want to do, the interests that you really have, and that more opportunities are opening. We're definitely seeing a lot of different emerging industries that are coming to Cayman.
Exactly.
We just had Miss Norma Ebanks on here from Creative Fashion, so the fashion world, the design world, it is possible to do these things in Cayman.
Definitely.
So I think showing what is possible through Gamers Bay is a great avenue as well, and that the interest is there.
It's huge. Again, the Gamers Bay event was created to be a platform for our kids and locals, just to be able to get exposure, get that experience. If this is an industry that you want to go into, you know.
So you said from 2016, which is when you had your first year, I assume. So I have a little stat here. But since 2017, annual revenue in online gaming rose to nearly 30%. So this is from 2017 annually. It's risen to about 30% higher, and the projected growth from around 2017, where it was around 13 billion. That 30% rise is now to 17.97 billion for 2024.
It's crazy.
So those are your annual revenues in online gaming.
Yep.
Gaming almost is 18 billion.
It's a niche. Right?
Huge niche.
It's a huge niche. And there's so many gamers around the world, and including Cayman. And again, we're able to watch these gamers, these YouTubers online. Our kids are watching them, and our kids are actually born with this new skill set. And you know, again, it's about leading them and guiding them into something that they're passionate about.
Absolutely. Yeah. And there's a name that a lot of us are familiar with. A lot of us that are, you know, stuck in that kind of social media world as well. And I know you and I are very connected with that, and I'm sure Noel, you as well. Thinking about your age group too. But there's a young personality on social media. He's known as Kai Cenat, and he started as a gamer, and he was just kind of online streaming. And on Twitch, which is one of the social platforms, on Twitch alone, he makes between 3 to 4 million per year, and he's 22 years old.
It's crazy.
Just starting from gaming. So, and that's all because of his subscribers to his channel.
It's so many of those stories out there. One of our influencers that we used to bring down, T. Martin, he started off as a gamer as well. I think he went to college. I think he told us he attended for about 2 weeks in college, and you know, he was just doing a lot of streaming at that time, and he actually saw that he could make a profession from it, and
that's what he did.
That's what he does.
That's pretty amazing, right?
And it's crazy the amount of money they make.
Where was this industry when I was learning Super Mario Bros. 3, all 7 levels in one afternoon?
So Where was this? You see, you didn't understand at that point in time that you were working on critical thinking, hand-eye coordination, teamwork. Right.
So a lot of when sometimes I hear my friends who are moms complaining about their kids being on their gaming devices, or husbands, or something like, when is he going to grow out of this kind of thing? And I was like, well, actually, do you know that it could lead you to being a graphic designer or in motion graphics, or an illustrator, or anything like that, a developer, a coder, or just the gamer yourself.
Yeah, the gaming industry is huge, and it has so many different disciplines within it. And again, this is where the new professions come into play. You don't necessarily have to be a gaming competitor. You can be a gaming developer. Imagine if we had one Caymanian from Cayman that became a gaming developer, how huge that would be.
I'm sure there's somebody on the road to doing that too.
I'm sure there are, and we visited like 13 schools last week, and there's a number of hands that went up stating that they wanted to go into that industry. So you don't necessarily have to be like I said, you could be a gaming developer, you could be a graphic designer, a content creator. There's so many different disciplines within this industry.
So you go into the schools, and what are you trying to, I guess, introduce to them or teach
them? So we talked last week when we went there. We talked about gaming. We talked about esports, the benefits of esports, and some of the professions and careers that you can actually get into through esports as well.
What's the reaction on that? Do they know this already, or
a lot of them knew about it, but at the same time, it was good to get that eye opening there and have them actually talk and ask questions. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I want to hear about Noel's experience. We're going to go to a commercial break.
Right.
So right after the commercial break, we're going to hear about Noel's experience because it's a pretty amazing one. Mm-hmm. And it all came because of Gamers Bay and what you were able to provide here for the local youth. So we're going to hear about that, but we're first going to go to a commercial break.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Is your office ready for a spotless shine? This September, GJP Janitorial is offering an incredible 50% discount for all new corporate clients, micro, small, medium, and large businesses. With over 20 years of experience, they know how exactly to keep your workspace clean and professional, reliable, efficient, and priced right. GJP Janitorial is the smart choice for any business. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Call 548-1221 for your free quote today and 50% off your office cleaning. GJP Janitorial. Lose the mop, they'll clean the slop. That's 548-1221. Keep your business shining.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller. Business Buzz.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are discussing Gamers Bay and the gaming tournament and convention, which is coming up. And in studio, I have with me Lance Jefferson. He's the co-founder of Net Geeks Media and also the man who's put on the Gamers Bay event in the Cayman Islands for the past 8 years. Not alone. He's got a team behind him. And we also have Noel Squire, who is last year's Gamers Bay e-football champion. And I said right before the break, all right, we're going to hear about Noel's experience. So, Noel, hi. Hello again. Good morning again. He's got his morning voice on, which I understand because I'm not much of a morning person. So this is as like peppy as I get, which is like 200% more than normal at this hour. Yeah, so don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Got that Barry White voice going.
So you're the winner of last year's Gamers Bay in eFootball.
Yes, ma'am.
So what did that mean? Okay, you won. Now what? What did you win?
Honestly, all right, so pretty much I wasn't planning on doing it because the year before, this is my second time doing it, the year before I came third. And
Were you just upset that you came third?
Yeah, kind of upset that I came third, honestly.
I like you to have the bar for yourself. I like that. That's great.
So
you better come first in every tournament.
So I pretty much I was the youngest one there. Everyone there was, at the time I was 18, so everyone there was like 20, 22, so they have much more experience.
How do you know? They might not have started at the same time as you.
No, because although we were opponents and we were also like communicating with each other, so pretty much getting to know everybody. So it was like a friendly, friendly environment. So honestly, me getting to know everybody there, they was telling me about the experience that they had and that they were way beyond me. So I was like, wow. But I'm still here, so I'm still competing with everyone that's in the tournament older than me.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, so pretty much the cash prize was $1,000 when I did win, which was last year. Mr. Lance here gave me the opportunity. He said, hey, come do it again. I know you might win this year.
So wait, the previous year when you went in the first year is when you came third.
Yes, ma'am.
And that you won $1,000 then?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
I won the second time I came around, which was
last year. You won
last year.
Mm-hmm. The $1,000 was the cash, the first place cash prize.
Cash prize,
okay.
yes, ma'am. That's where I met Over T-Flow and the other influencers that Lance brought on as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Upon winning that, Lance gave me a call 2 weeks later saying, hey, I have a big major opportunity for you. Would you like to take it? And I said, yeah. This is Chile now, the esports tournament in Panama, where it was the...
Yeah, it was the first ever esports championships at the Pan American Games.
Oh, wow.
And Noel had the opportunity to represent Cayman in eFootball. So he did amazingly well. When it comes to the teams in the Caribbean, I would say Noel surpasses them in regards to his play level and skills. Where we found a lot of difficulty was with the South American teams. So when he was selected to play, the first person that he played against was last year's #1 player of the year championship from Uruguay. So so there was some big competition, and for him to just even make it out of the first round was amazing. And so he did.
Did you beat the guy from Uruguay?
No, Mom.
Okay, all right. So you didn't make it past the first round.
No,
or you did?
he actually came in second in the round in the group. Yeah, which actually propelled him into the second round. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you do in the second round?
Oh, the second round, I played #1 rank and the third ranked in the whole entire world, so it was quite difficult.
He ended up playing Brazil.
Yeah.
So.
#1 ranked in the world?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow.
They were pros, actually. This is their full-time job.
Yeah.
So I had many competitions.
Did he just beat you, or did he beat you bad?
He beat everybody, but...
Okay, all right. But a learning lesson in there for you. I'm sure you probably picked up on something.
Honestly, I picked up on a lot of stuff. One, their mentality, how they go into the games, just being focused, drinking a lot of water, getting sleep, pretty much like a job. Honestly, I picked up on tactics that they use, how they read their opponent, how they strategize, how they plan going forward, and scouting out everybody there. You know what I mean? So.
Interesting. I like how you say sleep.
Yes, ma'am.
Because there's something about gaming, just being online, that you can be stuck to that screen forever.
Yes,
you won't know about the daylight or not. You could just be stuck there.
Yes,
so
caught up in hours.
It can be easy to miss your sleep and to miss eating and just be so involved in what you're doing. So,
but I think that's where having a proper organization comes into play, having proper parenting comes into play. You can't, as far as parenting is concerned, you can't just stick your kid behind a game and say, just let him do his thing. You still have to be a parent. You still have to guide them and protect them. Their minds are young, so they're still developing, and we have to, again, embrace that and guide them. Mm-hmm. But as parents, we also need to realize that there are a number of different benefits that come with esports, right? We talked about teamwork, hand-eye coordination, critical thinking, spatial awareness. There's so many different elements that go along with this, right?
Right.
Socializing.
Right.
You're in a safe environment. You got your headphones on. You're talking to your friends across the world.
Right. The networking part of it in that sense. Yeah.
And then you're playing games, so you actually have to use your brain at the same time.
Right.
So.
Right. It's interesting. Noel, when Lance said, "Hey, I've got this opportunity for you. You can go to the World Championships?"
It's the Pan American Games.
Pan American.
Esports Championships.
Pan American Games Esport Championships. Mm-hmm. When you got that opportunity, Noel, and Lance said, "Hey, this opportunity's here for you. Would you like to do it?" What was going through your mind?
Honestly, I was very, very, very excited because I felt like I reached my dreams. I did something I truthfully wanted to do. I playing against pros, honestly, being at that level, being at that stage, seeing what it's like. Because as a kid growing up, I watched it on YouTube all the time. It's like, man, I actually want to do this. I actually want to be there.
So you would watch gamers?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is a thing.
Yes, ma'am.
It is a thing. All right.
It isn't because they stream it and you see the cash prize will be like $1 million. Like even reaching to the semis or quarterfinals, you get a guaranteed cash prize of $90,000, $50,000. So it's like, oh God, I really want to do this because it's like we get paid. Like for example, if you're in the corporate industry or work industry, like you get paid that per year, per annum.
Right.
And then just to get that for one tournament is like, man, I can really do this. And then you got multiple tournaments throughout the year.
So when you were watching these tournaments happen, was it clicking in your mind, I could be doing this too?
Yes, ma'am, most definitely. I could do this as my job. Yes,
and
ma'am.
were you already gaming at that time? Or were you just an observer?
At that time I was gaming, but I was also much of an observer than gaming because I didn't take it as serious.
So what age did you start?
Started at the age of 14, honestly.
Like to take it serious in the sense?
Oh no! To take it serious, I started at the age of 19, going on to 20.
Really?
Yeah,
okay, so it doesn't necessarily take all the. I shouldn't say that it doesn't take that much time, but you started gaming at 14, but at 19 took it seriously.
Yeah, I started taking it serious. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So there is a little bit of time that you got to put in.
Yes, ma'am.
But I can't know. It was the previous interview that I did that we talked about the talent and the skill. So you built up the skill, but do you think that there was something that just innately that's in you that, let's say you and Lance started at the same time, but you just kind of skyrocketed and became a way better player? Do you think it's something that Lance is like, there's no way that would ever happen?
Let's give him a realistic.
Wow, these guys are very competitive. We're not even playing a game. But in that sense, could he or could you skyrocket if you start? Is it just something innately that's in you?
I think so. Honestly, most definitely, because like I said before, being at the first Game of Brain tournament and those guys having way more experience than me, then they were playing a game mode that I wasn't actually playing, and I was just playing for fun at that time, and I still had the opportunity to come in third place where they were taking it more serious and had more experience and playing better opponents than me.
How did you figure out which sport you were better at?
Honestly, so like
usually you physically have to go into that, but this is different with gaming, right? So
yes, also I pretty much always had a love for football, so I played football and basketball, but I feel like I always had that was my first sport, playing football. So getting into FIFA, and then my cousins playing FIFA, I was watching them play FIFA as well, made me feel like I wanted to play FIFA as well. And being a competitive young kid, just wanted to play the game and just play against your cousins and family members, and get bragging rights and such for it. It's like kind of cool to me. So.
Was Trigger here your basketball coach?
Oh yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. How did I get? So I'm gonna chalk it up to the morning.
He's a very respectable kid.
It's all good. All good.
My apologies. Yes,
no,
he was
all good.
My basketball coach for men's league. My second year in men's league.
I was kind of teasing, and I meant in the esports thing there. You're a big basketball player over here that you keep laughing at.
Yes, he was my coach. He was actually up there on the stage with me, teaching me, hey, all right, we got to change up my tactics, because there was a big screen where everybody could have watched.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, so he was there on stage with me also, saying, okay, cool, all right. Because I so locked into the game that I just reading my opponent, but not really reading my opponent to see what other people can see.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yes, so he was there just telling me, okay, cool, you're attacking too much on the wing, time to go more central. And
interesting. So there might be a coaching salary you could get out of this too, here, Lance.
There is.
I like this. I like this. I think my time on the quarter of the field might be expired, but I can see a coaching position coming in for me in gaming too. I like this whole new revenue stream. Did you start making any money gaming before you went into this tournament and before you got to the Pan American esports?
No, not at all. So like I said, I was just doing it for fun.
Okay. Did you know, you knew you could make money.
Yes, ma'am.
But was that something that you were trying to do, or?
Honestly, I feel like for me, like you said, guys, you talk about strategy. I always had a strategy. Okay, cool. I gotta beat people locally first before I go abroad.
How are you locally? Are you number one locally?
Second, actually. But
second, okay.
I am number one now due to Gamers Base, so I feel like...
Okay, all right. So you're taking the... All right.
Yeah,
That's championship words right there, right? Those are words of a winner. They got to come and beat you, I guess, at this year's Gamers Bay. Oh, so interesting. Okay, I love it. Have you, since now that you're gaming more, I'm assuming, is there any revenue coming from your experience online with e-gaming?
Honestly, I get in-game currency, so I'll say pretty much yes, Mom, but not at the same time because it's in-game currency, so I still play tournaments online that give me cash prizes in the game as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So I'm curious, what did your parents say when you were spending a lot of time gaming?
I need to spend this time on my books.
And then what did they say when you had the opportunity to go to Santiago, Chile and represent for the Cayman Islands in
esports?
She
was way too excited. Honestly, she was more than excited. She was calling me 24/7, asking me how it's going. She honestly started investing her time into gaming as well with me as well. So
I love it. She's like, forget going out with my friends.
Got watched by son on TV.
That's pretty awesome, actually. That's pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could say anything to parents who might be hard on their children who are gaming, or it could be on their spouse that might be gaming. If you could say anything to them to make them look at it in a different way, what would you say?
Honestly, let them follow their dreams and let them do what they actually want to do, because I feel like I had that growing up. I feel like if my mom had believed in it before I did make it, then I feel like honestly I would have been really pro by now, honestly. But I actually had the fact that my mom didn't give up on me and she still allowed me to balance out. Okay, cool, if gaming doesn't work, I still have my education.
Wonderful.
So that's why I'm still proud for that, and still.
And you got her into it, and who knows, you might be competing against your mom real soon.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll see who's going to make the bigger cash prize. All right, we've got to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to get into the details of Gamers Bay this year, find out all the details Lance wants to share about us with this year's event.
When it comes to weekly meal prep, I trust Kirk Market to provide the best value for quality proteins. The butchers at Kirk Market are super helpful. They always slice my steaks perfectly. Kirk Market has everything I need for healthy and flavorful protein-packed meals. From lean cuts of CAB choice beef, tender CAB prime beef, the juiciest pork, and all-natural hormone-free poultry, to their seafood section with everything from fresh local snapper to omega-3 rich salmon. I choose Kirk Market for the highest quality proteins to support my healthy lifestyle. Kirk Market. Eat well, live well, and discover a world of choice.
We are now in the hurricane season, and to survive a hurricane, you need to be informed. If you have been informed by official sources that a hurricane is approaching the Cayman Islands, and you live in a low-lying area that is prone to flooding or near the beaches, which may be swept by high tides or storm waves, please seek a safe place and high ground. If the only way for you to get to a safe place is a road that is also likely to be flooded during a storm, please leave home early. Don't run the risk of being stranded. This has been a public service announcement from your community station, Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
The Business Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller. Business Buzz.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking about the Gamers Bay and Gaming Tournament and Convention that's coming up. I have in studio with me Lance Jefferson, co-founders of NetGeeks Media and the man behind Gamers Bay, and Noel Squire, who is last year's Gamers Bay eFootball champion. And we heard from Noel about his experience in Santiago, Chile, and that was part of the Pan American Games esports tournament. And Lance is now going to give us information about this year's Gamers Bay, because I know we talked a little bit about the history of it, and then we talked about Noel's experience, and we have a big event coming up, so we got to get into those details.
Definitely. For those of you who haven't been to any of the Gamers Bay event, let me just kind of go through the venue a little bit. So the venue is going to be at the John Gray Gymnasium. Again, it's September 28th and 29th. That's next weekend. The venue is actually divided into 2 parts. So half of it is going to be like an esports arena, where the competitors are going to be playing and the spectators can sit down and watch them compete. And then the other half is a convention side. So you'll have a number of vendors there. You'll have a number of free gameplay areas, from virtual reality to arcade type gaming, retro games, PlayStation 5s, Xboxes, Nintendos. There's a whole slew of different gaming consoles there, PC gaming, in addition to live entertainment. It's a fun 2 days. Yeah. Then we also have some YouTubers and celebrity cosplayers that'll be there as well. So
for those who don't know what cosplayers are.
So cosplay is short for costume play.
Okay.
And so that's where you dress up as your favorite superhero character, Deadpool, Wolverine, Wonder Woman. And what we like about it is it's an opportunity for you all to showcase your creativity. I know you just had a fashion artist here.
Yes.
And so again, it's about showcasing what you can do in this particular industry and world. Anime is another huge part of it, right?
Yeah, anime is really huge.
It's huge.
That's when Noel's like, yes, this is really big. But I'm so far disconnected from that world. It's hilarious. But yeah, it's a totally different world. So when it comes to anime, what are you trying to showcase at Gamers Bay with that?
Again, it's just part of the community, engaging with the community, and showing that we are here to embrace and help you wherever we can as well. Okay. But again, it's just about having fun. That's the majority of it. There's really nothing in Cayman to do for our locals. And so whenever the Gamers Bay event comes, it's so huge. And again, we appreciate all the support from the sponsors, the spectators, the Cayman public. It's been quite a journey.
Yes.
And to see where we are compared to the rest of the Caribbean, right now this Gamers Bay event is actually one of the number 1 esports tournaments in the Caribbean. More recently, we've had our neighbors, Bahamas. They've been watching what we've been doing, and now their government is also starting to invest in them because they see it as a niche and an opportunity.
Yeah.
Again, the Department of Tourism is one of our sponsors, and they were looking for a niche in a particular product that kind of separates Cayman, and that's what we've been trying to do from 2016. We want to position Cayman as the esports hub of the Caribbean. We have the beautification of the islands, the technology. We have such an amazing opportunity. The security and safety of the island. There's no other island like Cayman, and we wanted to again push and promote our kids and give them that experience and opportunity as well.
Yeah, the safety and security is so key here in Cayman.
Yeah.
It's one of our greatest, I want to say, selling points when it comes to people who look to come here for a vacation, spend time here. They're looking for a safe, secure place to go. So Cayman is that.
The cleanliness as well of Cayman. I think that's one of the beauties of being able to travel, open your eyes to see what's around the Caribbean. And then once you travel, you actually start to appreciate Cayman a lot more. Did
that happen with you, Noel?
Yes, ma'am.
Especially when we visited Chile, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Chile's a beautiful place, but it's nothing like Cayman.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Different. It's just, very, 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 very different, geographically speaking, and completely different country.
Yeah, with the mountains and such for every day the mountains the aura of the mountains changed every single day. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
wonderful.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
But again, when it comes to the cleanliness of the island and stuff, Cayman is number 1 by far.
Yeah, I could. Well, I haven't been to all the islands at all, not even a quarter of them. But
just trust me.
I believe you. I believe you. And based on what people always say, that's a common thing for sure. How does the tournament part work as part of Gamers Bay?
Oh, there's so many logistics to this. So
we is it one tournament? Is it several of them?
There's 5 different competitions that'll be going on for the 2 days.
Are they 5 different sports?
They're 5 different sports. So we have Fortnite is going to be there. It's a 2 versus 2. We have NBA 2K, which is a 1v1.
Okay.
FC 24, which Noel is going to be there competing. That's also a 1v1. We have Super Smash Brothers.
Okay.
Naruto Storm is going to be there as well. So if you are a competitor and you want to compete at this year's event, the spaces are actually starting to book up real quickly, and there's only maybe a few spaces left. So if you do want to compete, go on to gamersbayevent.com. That's gamersbayevent.com. There you can sign up to be a competitor, or if you want to be a spectator, you can buy your passes there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
For a competitor, it's $150 a person. Again, every competition has a cash prize associated with it. So the FC 24, the Super Smash Brothers, the NBA 2K, they are all for first prize. You win $1,000. Second place is $300. For the Fortnite tournament, it's first place is $2,000 and $500 for the second place. And let me just say that I don't know any place on this island that you can work for a weekend and get that kind of cash legally.
I was going to say, I'm glad you added legally at the end there. $2,000 for Fortnite if you come first place. Noel, are you going to be changing your sport there from football to Fortnite?
No.
Okay, not even for the little higher prize money right there. All right, Lance, are you at the top of any of these? Are you at the top of the leagues of any of these? You're just coaching.
I'm just coaching, watching. To be honest with you, these kids are amazing, and that's one of the beauties of it too. Like a lot of parents they were asking me, what's the age group? There's really no age group here, because you can. Last year we actually had a 9-year-old. He had just turned 9, and he was in the NBA 2K tournament, and the winner of the tournament, Shadow Garo. This little kid was giving him a warm time. So let me just say, don't knock those kids. They'll knock you out real quick.
That was an NBA 2K?
NBA 2K,
okay.
Yeah.
Were you coaching Shad up there?
I don't want. I can't give away too much secrets, but he is part of the eFIBA league. So.
Okay, the eFIBA league.
Yeah. So.
Like in the world, or is this in Cayman?
So FIBA, the Federal International Basketball Association, every member had to they were told that every member had to create an eFIBA team. So Cayman is part of the FIBA organization. So the Cayman Islands Basketball Association, they, along with ourselves, we were able to form a E team, which we played last year in the first season, and we're looking to play again this season. And it's not just like...
Lance, are you on the team?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I felt like your basketball life was being resurrected.
This is where the coaching really comes into play.
All right. Career transition.
Yeah. But again, it's not like typically where it's one versus one, it's a 5 versus 5. So each of the players have to know their position. It's amazing to see where technology is taking off too.
5 versus, so 5 gamers could be on one game.
That's it. It's actually 10 players, so you got 5 on 5, right?
That's how much I don't know about it, because I didn't even realize that could happen. Okay, so 5 people. Okay, that makes sense. So when you play football, then Noel, don't kill me. Is it 10 people that are on the field when they play football?
11v11.
Okay, my bad. Yes. I should know this. I hope no ex-boyfriend is listening to me right now, being like, you clearly didn't pay attention to my games. Sorry. But so does this mean you're playing with another 10 people? Or
I think it all depends on the mode that you're playing too, right? In the competition mode. So they do have those competitions, and then they have like the 1v1s as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do the one view, I guess?
So it's like team versus team, pretty much.
Okay.
So, like, for example, you have, like, Real Madrid and Man City. I'll take control of Real Madrid, and while he takes control of Man City, I have control of the 11 players that's on Real Madrid's side.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so.
Have you ever done a game where you I guess you have, like, a partner or teammate that you're playing with to beat somebody else? Do you like that dynamic?
Oh, the co-op? Actually, yes, I actually do like it, because I feel like it's more intense, definitely more harder, because it's you. So it's pretty much in spirit. The AI is also your teammate when it's when it's a 1v1. The AI is also your partner as well. But when you play 2v2, it's like it's me and my friend or my my colleague that's going against the next two. So it's really about partnership and how well we know each other in the chemistry that we have.
Do you see yourself pursuing this further career-wise, or has it kind of opened your eyes to anything that you could pursue in this realm that, sticks with what you like?
Honestly, I've taken a step this month of trying to sign up for the FIFA Pro qualifiers. So I've taken a step.
Awesome. Congrats. Good job.
Thank you. Being in the highest division, the elite division, and being ranked 5,000 out of a game that's like 8 million people. So I see myself going pro.
You see something with it. What about, Lance, from you? And you've seen, it's been 8 years of Gamers Bay, or this is the 8th year. What have you seen from the people who have come, the past students? I'm going to say more with students. It could be even adults, people who are already in a career. Have you seen this kind of bring them onto a different path and maybe pursue different interests when it comes to what they can do with gaming?
Definitely, it opens their eyes. I have a little cousin that he was a pretty big gamer in the Call of Duty, and actually now he's like a trainer and a tutor. So he gets trained he gets paid for coaching other potential competitors. And so it's a different ways in regards to making a profession in this industry. Again, you could be just streaming yourself on playing these games, or again, like I mentioned, you could be a coach.
Right.
Yeah,
that we were saying new career path right here. Okay. So I think you'd mentioned that there's 5 different tournaments people can go into, right? That's part of this Gamers Bay coming up. Gamers Bay is next week. They can go to gamersbayevent.com.
That's correct.
If you want to be in the tournament, it's $150 to register. If you want to be a spectator, like if I just want to come, do I have an entry fee?
There's $25 $25 a day.
Fee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then per day, and then there's the cosplay.
Cosplay.
Right? That's how we call it. I was going to say cosplay, but cosplay. Any other elements that we can look forward to for that weekend?
It's so much fun. I think you just need to be there to see exactly all the stuff that's going to be going on. Okay. Again, we got live entertainment. We've got our YouTubers and guests that'll be there. They always bring a lot of fun to the excitement.
That's true. It's a totally different world, and I think it's pretty cool for people to check out and understand how it works, look at the possibilities that are there, because not everything in making money, even though this isn't just for making money, right?
Exactly. There's a bigger mission. There's a bigger mission behind there.
But you can see the possibilities that are out there, and how there's a bit of a different. I'm just going to say that creator economy going on, and this is one of those kind of outlets in that. So. Definitely. And it's building. It's only going to get bigger. So we know that $18 billion this year. That's what the gaming industry is supposed to be. We've got to wrap up the show now. Thank you to everybody for joining us this morning on the Business Buzz, and I will be back with you on Thursday morning.
Thank you.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market, experience a world of choice. And by JGP Janitorial, lose the mop, they'll clean the slop. JGP Janitorial, 548-1221.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international.